Asia? Asia?
Even sir.
How are you, hon?
I'm fine.
All right. So I was on campus just now, and actually on my way home. Voice is not fully back yet, but I'm a little bit better than I was on Monday. Because I'm in commute, what I want you to do for me, that you can just project for the other students until I get home. Um, on the second to last topic, I want to look at the main minerals of the earth. And in particular, I want to look at, write for me, please. Write these down for me. And you could just Google them for me and just show them pictures of it for me until I get there, when they come. Halite, 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 carbonate, sulfate, sulfide, silicon, um, I want to look at, you can put up quartz, Quartz, quartz. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir, you know.
Yeah, quartz. And I'm just trying to remember some others that I want to look at. I said carbonates already, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And feldspar, Feldspar, feldspar. All right. So those are some minerals that I need to introduce you to. You know, we can have a nice conversation around those minerals, you know, and around that stuff. So I'm hoping to just finish off this piece today, if not finish off, but maybe to you know, to get as far as I can in this. My aim for today is, and maybe what you can do for me in the meantime, since and I here so far still, is to if you could just be in the copy, look for a few of those minerals and copy them into a Microsoft Word document so it is that they can have them down on paper. I want people to be able to see these minerals and be able to identify them. I'm not going to be in a lab setting to show them, but it's just to see if we can see these online and we'll look at different variations. Because, for example, the feldspars, you have many different variations of the feldspar, but if you can look at one or two little things, some feldspars. But, you know, if you can just do that for me in the meantime, until I get home, I'll join back. Well, I won't come off the class, no, but I mean, for me to come and just take over. So if you can do that for me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
All right, thank you, Siri. Cool.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Since sir is still on his way home, he instructed me to let you look at some minerals. So we'll be looking at halite, silicon, carbonate, sulfate, sulfite, quartz, and feldspar. The first one is halite. You can take a look at it. Look at the color, look at the shape. Then we're moving on to carbonate. Another size comparison to a penny. At the arrangement. Look at it's a shards on a piece of rock. One is a different color than this. Maybe there are two different types of carbonate. If we have the sulfate, very yellow. We have sulfite. This is another comparison for a penny. If that's a penny. One has the two white stuff on it, not just one solid color. And it look like pyrite to me, with the gold part. Next is silicon, silicon metal. Very distinct gray color. One's very shiny. Then if it's polished or it's not really shiny. Or next, this is the one sir said is mostly confused with diamond. It's a nice crystal look. This one has a hint of purple. And lastly, we have our feldspar. And look like a piece of meat. Alright, so I'm gonna go over them one more time. So you can look more in depth if you want.
The one that common, you know.
For the feldspar?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Very, very common. And sometimes it have like some look sparkling like glass in it. Asia, why you take all the pretty stone them?
I want to listen to my business. I'm too short, but
Good afternoon.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, sir.
Okay, thanks. I have been saying it for quite a while, but I think I was still reconnecting. Thanks, Asia, for sharing again as per usual. Um, and thanks again for sending it off. I saw you said that you're going to send it off when I think Dee Dee asked about sending the stuff, the pictures to the thing. All right. So before don't stop sharing screen, honey. I'm gonna ask you to keep sharing for me and just allow me to to highlight some stuff here. Um, this area is one such that mm, let me just be very frank and honest with you. When I was doing my research
Sir, we're not hearing you.
All right. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, sir, we're hearing you now.
All right, cool. All right. So I want you to go up to the I want to go up to the first bar for me. Anybody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, hearing you now.
Okay, I apologize. My internet is really unstable. I don't know what is happening. It was raining earlier. I came home to recognize that it was raining early, so I don't know if that's the reason. Go up to the first part for me, please, Asia. You had found this, the first part? Yes, yes, yes. Let me do it from here. I don't think they're hearing me.
Hearing you now.
All right, I'm gonna disconnect it from this system and try here and see if it will be better. Oh Lord. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. So I just use it for my cell phone because I don't understand what is happening. So I was asking the question, does anyone in the class believe that this exposure that you're looking at, this feldspar, if it is a beautiful rock?
Yes, sir. Look like me.
Ah, I love that. I love that. I love that. And I
Have a
believe you,
marble
Asia.
look.
It have a marble looking look. All right. All right. So let me tell
But
you,
it's useless.
it's useless.
Yeah,
Why?
there's a lot of that formation in Killarney. And when I did the sampling with it, them tell me say useless.
All right. Why would they say that though?
They say like mostly for like if you have a slab of it and you want to make like tile and them stuff there, it can work. But outside of that, it has no monetary value.
Then brethren, all right, me go ask you to hold that point there right there, so because that's exactly where I am going. So years ago, when I was introduced to mineralogy, I'm in go class, I'm sitting in the lab, mineralogy. I said, what is one big place up a university? And then the lab take them to cut them bully for rock something. Make his idea and say, how will me find myself I come to do Jesus? But you see, when they took out some of these samples and I looked at it, long before they coined the term entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurship, me they start think them ways. Kill me dead. There were two things that I was going to do when I graduated. I was going to study, I was going to do some work with aerial photography, and I was going to do something with mineralogy. I loved. Now, it's a any lab class. The man them say, What is this? Them could have cautioned. Sean, what is this? All of me, I see this something for the first time. I'm inspecting the thing, take up my stuff. I said, no, man, this is a family of this. This is this. No, man, you're wrong. On the final analysis, it was it. Loved it. Mineralogy was the bomb. Now, I disagree with Mikey. Mikey say it is useless. But I want to tell Mikey that right about now, when you go into some homes, toponaris homes on the pinnacle of a hill that sometimes is sitting on faults and folds, anticline and syncline. So we're using geology. In the houses, you are seeing a lot of feldspars on countertops, on tiles walking on, in bathrooms, etc., etc. These feldspars are the most beautiful, especially when polished.
Yeah, that's true. That's what the guy that Dr. Harris told me.
Let me
That's
tell
the
you,
only thing. It's
but
like
brethren,
marble, like granite. You can use it as a substitute.
but if that is the only thing, it's enough things that, let me tell you something, brethren. You see, when you look at this, when you look at the feldspars, most of these tiles that you're seeing are beautiful tiles that we're talking about. Tiles, Mikey, that sometimes maybe you and I can't even go out and afford together, meaning we put our monies together, we can't even afford because they are selling a slab, a slab which is whatever dimension the slab is. They're selling the slab for like sometimes $50,000, right? And you may say, oh, but sir, $50,000 is not a whole lot, but depending on the area that you're trying to cover, you may recognize that you need more than one slab. Asia, I'm gonna ask you to just stop one moment for me, please. And right, thanks, Sonny. I just want to show them something. So one of the things that I'm gonna apologize for before Asia goes back to share is the fact that we are in this pandemic. There are two types of feldspars. You have the plagioclase feldspar, and you have the orthoclase feldspar. Plagioclase and orthoclase. Now, the plagioclase, if you look up here, the plagioclase is more clearer in color than the orthoclase, right? But the point I'm making here is, let me ask you a question. And all of these are feldspars, right? Anybody can vision something like this one here that I'm pointing to. Can you see my pointer? Oh Lord Jesus, I'm gone again. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm hearing about you're not seeing the pointer.
Yeah, the screen gone. I
sharing.
don't know what is wrong with this thing. Oh Lord. Ah, come on. Jesus, touch it. It is sick. Heal it, I pray, Lord. All right. Are you seeing it again now?
Yes, sir. We're seeing
All right.
the.
All right. Are you see my pointer here now?
Move it again. I think it's at yeah.
At the alkali feldspar granite rock?
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Can anybody just picture them have a countertop out of this?
It kind of look like a light granite.
It's kind of like a granite sort of thing, yeah. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying, the point I'm making though is when you create a slab out of this, and you, come on, don't do that. When you create a slab out of this, you see, and out of this slab, Can you see things inside of here that would appear that it's going to glisten when you put light on it? Like these little spots right here.
Yes, sir.
If you create something like this out of it, Mark, you know, when you cut through a feldspar, and as I showed you just now, there are several different types of feldspars. When you cut through a feldspar like this,
Some of them could be unstable.
some of them are unstable. But I'm going to go to the granite too, you know. See, because of granite,
Yeah.
a lot of people thought they want granite countertop. I am not a lover of granite countertops. And guess what? Me being a geologist, you may say, but sir, why not like granite? Granite is very expensive, but I don't like granite. And I'm going to tell you why in a few. Why granite for me. So some of my countertops is just one of the countertops that I have that is granite. And it is mainly because of the rock itself that I love. But I will never ever use granite in my kitchen. And I soon come to you and tell you why. Right? Now, yes, Papa, you said that it's unstable. Here what is going to happen. And what it is that I mean, I'm just speaking to you about these minerals, because as we speak about them, I want you to be able to see it. So when you see something, you say, oh man, this looks like a feldspar. So I'm actually introducing to them. This is my lab class with you. Virtual lab class, so to speak. All right. You see, when you slab this piece here of exposure here, so you cut through it and you epoxy it, you buff it, you shine it, and you epoxy. It means say when you cut it and you buff it and you shine it and you epoxy it, that means whatsoever you put on as epoxy, it is going to maintain that sort of glitter. And when you're using your spotlight on this granitic rock, sorry, not granite, feldspar, the beauty that it brings across and the amount it raises the value of your house to be. Trust me, if you have something like this in your kitchen alone and your house was valued $100,000, the mere fact that the realtors come and see something like this in your home, it's going to value about $150,000. And you may not even pay $50,000 for that because of the value added it makes to the stuff. So at an early age, I saw myself, and you may say to me, then sir, so many years after, why have you not done it? It is still a plan of mine. If for argument's sake, and I will ask you a question, and I want you to tell me whether or not you can see this happening to you. Can you see yourself using this very exposure where you're gonna smooth and make a clock out of this? Can you picture a clock being made out of this thing here? Oh Lord, am I gone again? Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can. What can be made from this exposure, you're saying?
No, I'm saying, can you picture a clock, an analog clock that is made out of this? Can you picture it?
Of course.
All right, let me ask you a question now. Do you think it's any Trump change, Mikey, to pay for that analog clock that is made from such a rock?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Can anybody else see does picture you having a clock like this in a very central area in your house? Or even not a clock, but you can write the word home or welcome or something and have it at a central point. What's the point I'm making? The economic geology out of this thing, and I'm gone again now with my thing. The economic geology from this far exceeds what it is that you will get from the worth that you'll get from something like this. So when Mikey, I hear what you're saying, you know. But when I know the system, the shared screen from the computer is gone, but I hope you hear me. You hear me, right? Oh, there, I'm gone here. So also, I don't understand what is happening. Hello, anybody hearing me? All right, let me switch to my data because I don't understand. All right, let me see if I can go for the data because I don't know what is happening. Hold on a minute, please. I don't know what is really happening tonight at all. All right.
Recording in progress.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I should be okay now. It says my, yep, it says strong. All right, so Mikey, so I said, so you can picture you making a clock out of it. I was asking the question, Mikey, do you think you would have money enough to pay for something like this when you walk into a store and see the price of something a clock made out of this exposure here?
Nope.
You can't. And I'm telling you, when I say can't, no, and I'm not saying that. I know how your pocket tall up in us. I know you can afford it. But the point I'm making is it's going to be very expensive. It's going to be very expensive.
But because I know the value of the rock,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, hey, and I put that for it.
Yeah, but guess what? So you know the value of the rock, but the value of the rock, even though you may think that it is only limited for one purpose or two purposes or even three, that it does not have any value. Here the plan. Me and you go in one little business, Mikey, and get a permit to go and mine some of these feldspars, and you can see how much money we can make from it. Trust me on that. You will see if you use this and get like mosaic tiles for backsplashes. You can Matter of fact, I want the whole class. I'm sorry. Somehow I feel like and I hear myself like I'm shouting. I want the whole class one of these days to go to active traders. Just as you get into active traders, look to the left on Constant Spring Road, look to the left, and you see some of these minerals that we're talking about in its rock exposure form. And you will see how much money I am talking about. Remember, no, you know, nobody not going to, when I'm at tile one place and I want to look at pian 20 pieces of this, they want, you know, sometimes 400 pieces. You know, funny story. I know many of you in the class are well traveled. You know, when you go to places like Walmart, for argument's sake, the things are so inexpensive. $2, $3, $1.50. And you may pass and say, wow, look at these garden lights, for argument's sake. They are 99 cents a piece. I said, wow, 99 cents? Jeez, I want to go to Jamaica and pay so much money. I said, no, Mama, I want 24 of those. But you don't recognize that 99 cents times 24 plus tax is almost $26. So you go on $26 already, but in your headspace, you're only saying 99 cents. And then you see something else. I said, wow, this looks nice. How much is it a piece? $1.50. I said, wow, I need a dozen. So $1.50 by a dozen is $18. So $18 plus $24, you go on $42. And I'm saying to you, by the time you quint, your bill reaches $200. And you can say, but how not so much money may expect to pay at Walmart, which is the very same thing here. Because it is so inexpensive, but the quantity that you're going to be needing, it is going to come up to a tidy sum. So right here, it says price. Okay, and they want me to sign up. I ain't doing none of those, right? But there is a market for it. We do have some exposure of the feldspars here. This is just one type of the feldspar. What I like about this one in particular is how multicolored it is, and there are aspects of the feldspars that will glisten under light. You also have other types of feldspar, which is a greenish, that's not the one, which is a greenish sort of color to it. Now, I am going to show you how of a fanatic that I am. That is there. Is there? Hold on there. Can I reverse the camera? Is my camera on? Can you see? Can you see the camera, guys? Hello?
We're seeing what you're sharing.
You see what? All right. Can you see any rocks right here?
Yeah, I'm seeing the rocks.
All right. You've seen rocks. All right. Just to show you how serious I am with my rocks. This piece here, and this is, I am actually home. this piece here looks to me like a feldspar, which is pretty similar to the one that we have on screen with the sort of green color. Let me show you another one that is my
Hearing you know, but the screen is frozen. Yeah, we can't get that one there.
Can I hear this still low? Hello?
Oh, sorry, we weren't hearing you a while ago, but we were asking if we could get that one.
Can you see?
Yes, we're seeing it.
You're not talking to me, guys. I'm asking you, can you see it, yes or no?
Yes, sir, we are seeing it.
Yeah, are you seeing it? Oh, what was that, Mike? You're asking what?
Oh, we're asking if we could get that one.
Could do what with?
Now cut it up
No, sir.
necklace.
Brethren, let me tell you something. I have quite a bit of ones here that the one for me, man, is very special. I'm trying to find another one that I know I have. Oh, actually there. Those. The one that I showed you a while ago is 2 of those that I have. This one here is not a feldspar. No. Is this a resemblance of one of the pink ones, but I doubt it is. I doubt it is, but you can monetize. You can monetize some of these exposures. So the green one I showed you just now has a very similar look to this one here. That that I showed you. So are you hearing me? Oh Lord, I'm calling again. Oh, okay. All right. So so anywhere I go, and I really feel bad about it because I did say to you at the start of it that mineralogy is very close to my heart. Anywhere I go and I see an exposure, best believe that I'm carrying a piece home. The amount of rock samples that I have, I built a planter box that I was in just now showing you. I built a planter box, and in that planter box is, I don't want to use the word filled, but it has quite a number of these rock samples that I have started identifying and I just put there. If I go to the beach and I come across something nice, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. People are saying, could be saying something is strangely odd about this person, but I'm trying to identify some stuff. Marky, I don't have a magnifying glass and I don't have the stuff in order to look at the things, but
there is just an affinity for those exposures. Now let us look at this one here. So the feldspar group is very large, and there are many different chemical formulas. Before a feldspar can be used, its chemical composition must be determined. Different feldspars will behave differently, as we spoke about. Some of them will crumble. Some of them are harder than others. Some of the feldspars, uses for the feldspars family generally include glassware, pottery, scoring solution, fillers, paint, plastic, rubber, semi-precious gemstones, buildings, monuments. Now, let me ask you, because I hear my dear student said that, boy, sir, there's nothing in it. Now, think about it. If you can make all of these things, pottery, we're not talking about the little clay pot, them and them dropping them shatter, you know. We're talking about very expensive pottery we're talking about. That when you go to the flower shop for argument's sake to purchase the stuff, they may say to you that this is $15,000. And you may say to them, do I get a plant to go in that pot? And they may say, no, it's just the pot alone that you're paying $15,000 for. You say to yourself, you guys are crazy. Now, the mere fact that you're going to argue with those people, it means that that's not the place where you're supposed to be shopping. Because there are others are going to come and say, oh, $15,000? May I have 3 of those, please? And then we look at the person and like, 3? Me can't even buy 1 and you're buying 3? All right? So, buildings, monuments, some of these statues that you see, and you know, whatever it is, are made from some of these feldspars, right? So sometimes they are, it is hard enough that it can withstand the weather, and it is, let's say here, an incredibly abundant mineral. It has been found on the moon and as some meteorites, 60% within the Earth's crust. They are found in every section of the rock cycle. Many feldspars are igneous as they commonly precipitate out its magma as it cools. And incidentally, the green one that I showed you is definitely an igneous rock. But it is the most beautiful green rock that I have ever seen. And it's when that is wet, it has a beautiful look. And I'm saying to myself, I'm saying to you, not to myself, but I'm saying to you, because I've often said it to myself. If I can invest in a saw that I can know that can cut through rocks, it's all that big green one that I have, I will literally take my time and cut through that rock and polish that rock. And that rock I could even engrave things in, because I remember going to Fontana Teachers Day and saw where they had some rocks out that they engrave, you know, little gems about teachers inside of it, selling it for $3,000 something. I said, you guys are crazy. And me have enough rock in my yard. Me can find one and write on it too, and it come out just as nice. Me I want to be free plus tax. But I'm saying to you, you can monetize what it is that that you're using for these minerals. It says finally, over time, feldspar can weather to produce sediments. 2 main weathering agents include wind and water. A feldspar may be worn down to large grains, which then turn into conglomerate or breccia. Or it may weather to a special kind of clay called kaolin. It's a very fine grain particle. When the rock transforms into a sedimentary rock, it is that, and it has many pharmaceutical and cosmetic use as well as paper. So again, it depends on the porosity of the rock itself. Most of these ladies are meant to use it like a pumice stone. So it is that you can, you know, in the beauty industry. All right. So the feldspars, they do have a lot of uses. There are many. As I said before, you have that type here that to me looks like a dasheen. You have the more green type that something like what I have there at home. And you have types. You have many different types of this. This one here is a quartz and feldspar sort of exposure, right? So the point is, you should be able to look at some of these rocks and be able to identify some of these as your feldspars, right? They're igneous in nature, and a lot of these countertops that you and I spend a whole lot of money on to beautify our homes are made oftentimes from these feldspars. Remember now, importantly, 60+% of the rock exposure that you're looking at could be feldspars. All right? So it is very predominant. So when Mikey says, sir, what a country there, and enough of them you have. Yeah, man, I agree. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that one and tell me if you don't see God's beauty in something like that. Anybody see what I am seeing, or is it just another piece of rock for you? What is it?
Conglomerate rock. Conglomerate rock.
Yeah, this is a conglomerate one. Yeah, but I'm saying when you look at a rock sample like this, are you just seeing a piece of rock, or are you seeing?
Pretty one.
It is. Anybody else? I mean, it's just me and Nike alone. Asia said the rock them pretty like her, and I agree. But anybody else in the class who think something wrong with me, or is just another piece of rock for you to take on stone dog? Which one? Paz, Alexia.
That one that just look like one rock to me.
It just look like one rock to you?
Yeah, this
Come on.
one.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't disappoint.
Actually look nice.
Don't disappoint me, man. Sure. You rock them nice.
I like the one from before that I found.
Yeah, man. That one is nice. That's a beautiful piece. That's a beautiful piece. Yeah. But as I said before, you have many different types of the feldspars. You have many different types, and as a result of those, oh boy. What about that one? You don't like that one? Talk to me now.
Is that pretty like zebra stripe?
Yes, ma'am. But it pretty. It pretty, man. It has nice features in it. All right. Well, what you say about that one?
Oh, that one is lovely, sir.
Oh my God! Look at that! Wow! Look at Asia. What is about that?
That look too good to be real.
No, man. So I am saying to you, if you find an exposure of that nature, and especially you find a mountainous area containing that, and you decide to hit a plan, you're going to get down into business. I'm telling you, the amount of, you're not going to have hands in order to sell. And the truth of the matter is, when people tile an area using feldspars, remember, each feldspar has a different composition, chemical makeup, which is why they look different. So you may find an exposure of that. You may look at this one compared to that one. That one to me looks a little brighter. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So when, oh Lord, Jesus. No, me can see me have something like this on my desk, and inside the right here is me graving out SHAND. Or me can put HOLT and sell Asia for enough money. The point I'm making is I can have this as one tile in itself, and then I can get something else on this side made from another tile. And you may, when you look at all of them coming together, and say, wow, it is a kaleidoscope of tiles, but it's going to be from one exposure of feldspar. But it's just that you're not going to get, like when you buy tiles, all of the tiles have the same sort of pattern. When you do things like these, when you use rock minerals like these, you're not going to have the exact thing. So there is a difference. There is a uniqueness coming out of it. If you were, for example, to use to make different stuff, this one is different. It has more lighter colors than the others compared to the blue one. So oh man, I really need to get into this thing. I've been thinking about it for ever so long. Yeah, so this is just one of the things that we like. All right, so I'm going to ask her to go on and just look at those, and then be wild.
So the colorful ones look more like opal.
Say it again.
I was saying they look more like opal.
Opal. Yeah. All right. Now, say it again.
Is a collect stone like we?
Same so. No, let me tell you, man. I can't tell you what it is that I do because I really feel bad about it. But I remember at one point in time I had 2 crocus bags, and I went to a particular place, and I was just there walking, seeing, and I was like, oh really? And I just picked up. I was a center of attention, but I cared not. I mean, it never meant nothing to me for people to, if they want to ask me, it's one thing about me, if you don't know how I'm going to react in a situation, just come to me and say, sir, what are your views on a particular thing? Because when I was there walking, looking and just inspecting and taking up the stuff, people were there and it's like, is he crazy? What is wrong with him? But I know that I was far from being crazy. When I was carrying these 2 bags, crocus bags filled with these stones, I could hear people just su when I was passing, but guess what? It never mean nothing to me. I was just way too tired and then to put on the 2 bag them because I never want to out of breath and make them say I'm really tired. But anywhere I go, I don't care if I'm wearing a pair of shorts or suit and I see something that strikes my interest, I am taking up. If you're coming to my office to this very day, there are 3 stones on my desk. You know where I got those stones? Out of St. Thomas. We went on a retreat, and during our break, a few guys were walking along the beach. And I was like, whoa, look at this. And then my friends are like, what is what? And I said, isn't this stone beautiful? And then kiss them teeth and walk off. Try me think of something you're fine. But they don't understand the worth and the value for me. So to this day, I have those stones on my desk. Many, many years later. All right, so this is quartz. This is quartz. Ay. Truth. Am I gone again? Are you hearing me?
I didn't hear you. I'm hearing you now.
No, I'm just saying this quartz. Right. So I'm saying that is quartz. And I'm saying to you, you saw it look like it is almost crystal in nature.
Yeah, crystal looking.
Crystal looking, yeah. So it is a large quartz crystal. A lot of people would want to use it and call it diamond. Now, diamond is very different from quartz. Quartz is very hard, you know, because it has a hardness of Trinidad and Grass and other queer things. Has a hardness of 7, but diamond has a hardness of 10. So though quartz is very hard, diamond is also very hard. Now, ladies, this is for you. Sometimes some men trying to win you over, trying to put you in bondage by putting a ring on your finger. I may look at it and say, wow, it's diamond. Hello. Sometimes, you see, you have some people in the jewelry making business who can carve out something looking like this and fool you to say that it is diamond. Be careful. And I'm going to say something to you that it's nothing to be bragging about. I'm just sharing some information, and this is just the geologist in me sharing something with you. So my wife and I have matching rings. We don't take those rings to any jewelry store to be cleaned. Matter of fact, I use a home remedy to clean those rings. I remember one year we went away and we were passing, I think it was Zales, very nice jewelry store abroad, and they were doing some promotional stuff, and you know, you could go and test the percentage of the stones in your ring. And both of us went and we asked them to test it, and she looked at it and said, oh, and she was able to authenticate it. And she said to us, I can clean it for you. I said, no, but it cannot get out of my sight. I have to always see what is happening. And she said, no, man, the cleaning machine is right here. And I went over to her. What she did was to use steam to clean it. And when she used the steam to clean it, she then polished it. And trust me, when we got back the rings, they were looking even better than we bought them. Let me tell you the point that I'm making. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm speaking anything, you know, I'm showing off on anybody. That's not the point. The point is, when you have a diamond chain, a diamond earring, a diamond ring, or whatever it is, and you send it to a jewelry store, when you purchase that diamond, put your initials in each stone. Make sure that you're able to use a magnifying glass to identify your initials, because some of these unscrupulous jewelry workers, when you give them your ring to clean, they say, oh, it will take 2 days or even a day. What they're doing in that day is to swap your diamonds for something that is substandard, that looks diamondy, but it is not diamond. You being very unsuspecting and not being very vigilant gets the ring, walk out the store, and so forth and so on. 2 weeks later, you come back and say, oh no, but this is changing color. I'm sorry, when you left here, I'm sure you had what it is that you gave me, and they are not going to take any responsibility. But what it is that some of them would have done is already would have taken your diamond out of it. So for me personally, some jewelry will never ever go to a jewelry store to be cleaned unless it is that I can see what it is that they're doing. I won't even say go and use 10 minutes, because these guys move very quickly and them can take 10 minutes and change out your stuff. They will have to do it in my presence, like the lady did. The machine was there. She had the steam. She used a thong to hold the rings, and she put it in the steam. It was there. Then she took it out of the stuff. She polished it. She gave it back to me. That is fine. But to come out of my side, just like your credit card. I can give you my credit card to go and swipe, but you're not going to swipe my credit card on the countertop. You better swipe that card. Let me see when you're swiping it. And if it is that you put the card in one machine and say, oh, I'm sorry, it is not working, and I already put in my PIN, and you can tell me that you have to use this new machine to put in your PIN, member said me don't bother want the items, because clearly that would have raised some red flags for me, right? So I'm saying to you, the quartz looks like the diamond. There are ways you can identify and differentiate quartz from diamond, right? Because the diamond has fractures that reflects light. This one here does not reflect light like diamond does. So you'll be able to identify this microscopically. All right? Are you hearing me still?
Yes, sir, we're hearing you.
All right.
There's also the guys that tell them to test a gold and them drop it in the acid for the gold dissolve and them tell you say ring fake.
Listen to me, brethren. Hear me out now. I don't trust them with certain things because they're unscrupulous. You see all this cash for gold thing? You may have your gold at a particular weight. And when you go there, they're saying to you, that's not the weight that we give them. And you have different types of gold, You have the Indian gold, you have, that people really love, and
Mexican gold.
The Mexican gold, yes, man. Right? So, you have to really be in the field to know who to trust from who not to trust. And one of the things that I can tell you, who not to trust, are some of these people who claim that they are in business for quite a long while and they know how to take care of stuff, because trust me, they will go and they will switch your stuff and you don't know. Because and if you don't believe me, you can Google it. You can Google the whole business of jewelry store scam, where you see people do undercover stuff by labeling their diamonds, putting their initials on their diamonds, and give the rings out. And when they come back and they test it, you will see that their initials are not there. And then they will deny that this is done. And the man must say, no, for sure. There was a hidden camera when I handed you the ring, and I showed them the hidden camera and said that this is what I gave you and this is what I've gotten back from you. And for sure, because what the people them do is actually in front of them, they don't leave the store, They took out their magnifying glass in the store and they looked for their initials and they can't find it. And then they raise a red flag and catch the people them off guard. And say, you cannot be doing this, it's dishonest. I don't know if it's Inside Edition that did it, but if you don't believe me, go and Google it, man. Everything is on Google now, right?
I don't know who to do the madness with, because nobody could have tried that.
Hello,
Nobody.
me say, they may have to put me on another plane for carry me back to Jamaica, because when I finish, not even the police forces in the United States could control me. Because these guys are unscrupulous, and especially when they know that you're a visitor, they try to rob out the iris from your eye. They're wicked, man. Some of them are wicked, unscrupulous. And one of the things that I don't understand, one of them said thief don't like to see thief with long back. If they have a worker and they believe that the worker is dishonest, them will call police on the worker, but they themselves will go and do things to other customers. And sometimes they also get their workers to work in tandem with them, for things to happen. It's unscrupulous. The man them not so credible at all. Let me see the man them not credible. the man them really not credible at all. It is really unfortunate sometimes how it is that they behave. Really, 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 really unscrupulous. Sorry. If it's not one thing, is another. If it's not one thing, is another. If it's not one thing, it's another. All right, let me see if this thing here is charging now. Okay. All right. So Asia, what was the other one again? Sulfite?
Yes, sir.
I think that one is the yellow one.
No, that wasn't the yellow one. Well, it's gold looking. Like
Asia, I think I prefer. You see my screen?
Yeah, seeing your screen, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Asia, I think I prefer your sulfite. Let me stop sharing Asia. Share your sulfite for me, Asia, please. All right, yeah. Yeah, so sulfite here has that sort of yellow looking thing. It almost looks goldish. Oh, yeah, it is. What do you think about sulfite? Hello?
Sir, another prettiest one, but it can
Oh, goodness. So far, which one is your
a lot of value.
so far, which one is your favorite? Paz, let me hear what you're saying.
Sir, I like the green looking one.
The feldspar.
Yeah.
All right. I hear
Quartz,
Mike is
man. Quartz are the best.
quartz is the best.
Yeah, man. So far.
Okay.
Based on the list that we have.
All right. Anybody else? So I hear somebody say feldspar, somebody say quartz. What say you?
Sir, and the other colorful looking one with the different type of color.
Yeah, man. That was a feldspar also, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, man. So the feldspars.
I like those.
Yeah, man. So you have many different. You remember, Asia was saying that it looked like opal, right? So you have many different. Let me tell you, mineralogy goes a far way. There is no way in this course I can teach you all the minerals. I can only identify a few of these minerals to you, just a few. And it is important for you now to go on to look at the other types of feldspar just to be familiar with it, should in case you want to go out and look at stuff. Yeah, man, you can. All right. So Mikey says the sulfites have a lot of usage. What do you think sulfites are used for, Mikey? Oh Lord, am I gone again?
You're there.
Okay.
Sir, I think it's used in to make, they call it the sulfate that them use on matches, I think.
Okay, yeah. That's one of the uses too, yeah. That's one of the uses too. It is also used in the food canning business, in the food industry. Your canned foods and frozen fruits and vegetables also contain your sulfites. Vegetable juices, fruit fillings, syrup, jellies, jams, dried fruits, in some cereals, in your condiments, like your mustard, your pickles, your ketchups, etc., etc. Your dressing. Anybody has any like any vegetable dressings at home? No, that you can just grab a bottle and look and see if there's any sulfite on it.
Sir, me that go check.
Okay. So it is used in the food manufacturing industry a whole lot, and so yes, it does have quite a number of uses, right? It is used.
Oh, yes, sir. See it.
Say that again.
I'm seeing it in the dressing.
You see it?
Yes, sir.
Talk truth. Yeah. Which dressing you have, honey?
Balsamic vinaigrette.
Oh, the balsamic vinaigrette. You have mustard?
No, sir. Don't eat that.
Yeah, kind of. You know what is nice though? Do a mustard chicken. Blow, nice. You having a bottled ketchup? Asia?
Yes, sir. We have ketchup.
All right, look at it. You may not see it on the Jamaican one, but if you look and see if you see the sulfite in the ketchup, or anybody else.
Not seeing it, sir.
Not seeing it. All right, but yes, it is contained in some of your food stuff. So it is safe to eat. It is safe to eat, and some people have allergic reaction to sulfites, just like how some people have allergic reactions to seafood or to some other types of foods, right? So some people have allergic reactions to some of these stuff, right? But it is safe to eat. All right, hold on there. This thing is giving me indication that it's going to disconnect. Oh Lord, help me. I don't understand what is happening to me as of late, you know. Yeah, so my sulfite has a lot of uses that are one may argue more use of the sulfite than the feldspars. One may also argue the amount of money the sulfite can carry versus the feldspars, you know, etc., etc. One may say, but sir, equally they will carry the same amount of resources. And for me, anything you can get for carrying a little 2 points, it's good for me, really good for me. So they so yes, it in itself also has quite a bit of usage. Now, so far we have looked at 3 of our minerals, and what I tried to do just now is to show you the importance of these minerals, the uses of these minerals. Well, for sure, definitely not all the uses, because I couldn't give you everything, but what I would have done is to show you 1 or 2 of the uses of some of these minerals. All right. Quickly, I have about like 5 minutes left. Can you bring up your halide for me, please, Asia? No, they're not bringing it up. Scroll up to it, please. No. What can you say about halide? What do you think it? How do you think it looks? I mean, no Pazagosi, you know, but anyhow, how do you think it looks?
Like light reflecting from it.
Oh, okay. Somebody say it looks like
salt.
It looks like what?
Like ice.
It looks like ice.
And that's crystal like salt.
Like
Salt. Okay. You know what I thought Paz was gonna say? So me not like that one. They look too dull.
No, sir, not this time.
Not this time. All right. So yeah, it looks like ice. That too, similar to the sulfite, is used in the food preservation industry. Um, quite a bit of it can be grounded in a salt mill, and it is used to like mimic salt, that sort of saltish look. Hey, just scroll down for me, please, on. The one underneath it is also halite, don't?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah, so what they do with the halite is, sometimes when you go to in places where it snows, and you hear sometimes they say that when we're icing salt in the ice in order to de-ice the roads. Sometimes they use a halite, right? So it has that sort of salty property, and it is, as I said before, used in the food industry. As food preservation. It is used in the food industry as food preservation. This is what they also call rock salt. So but Mike, you should know this. Sometimes when
sir, not this when you on some of the road, like winter.
Yeah, man, to de-salt the road. Yeah, man, yeah.
Okay. De-ice the road. Okay.
De-ice the road. Yeah, man, that's what I said earlier. Use de-ice the road. But you know what it's also used for again? When you're corning pork and you're corning pigtail and you're corning, they call it, huh?
Curing salt. Oh, sir, we're not hearing you now.
I don't understand. Why is it my internet is keep going in and out? Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, hearing you now.
Yes,
Honestly, this internet is annoying me. Yeah, man. So what I was saying to you, when you use things like when you're talking about and the rock salt that they sell sometimes that they use to corn pork and to corn like your salted mackerel and your and your beef.
Some big grain of salt tonight.
It said one. Thank you, please. That's what I'm talking about, right? And the truth of the matter,
I think they call it saltpeter at one point.
Saltpeter, yeah, called saltpeter sometimes, yeah. It is used. They have a lot of use for it. People use it as opposed to the iodized salt, because they say that it lowers blood pressure compared to the iodized sea salt. They also say that it is used to help in weight loss. So just look at it. They use it, of course, heavily in North America to de-ice the roads, right? So it's very important for you to understand the minerals of the earth and to understand its usage. I know I have like 2 minutes. I'm not going to look at any more just now, but just to say to you, one day, what I did was to, matter of fact, let me not even tell you that. What do you think sand is? Anybody ever pick up sand and really look at it? No, yeah. Huh?
Yes, sir. Weathered rock.
Yes,
It is
sir.
it is weathered rock. Okay. All right. And what do you think the composition of sand is?
I don't want to say that one. I don't know.
Why not?
Parent rock.
It's a parent rock. The composition of sand is a parent rock. Okay.
Those are the parent rock.
All right. So when you pick up some sand crystals, what do you expect to see in it?
There are different colored minerals in here. Like I have some clear ones. I have darker stones.
All right, cool. Yeah. So it's like a conglomerate of different minerals in there, don't?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me go to what Mikey said. Him say a parent rock. So sand. So you'll have a rock exposure that is called a sandstone rock, right, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how does one arrive at a sandstone rock, for argument's sake? And this
Cementation.
say it again.
Cementation.
And what causes a cementation, so to speak? Is the wrong C you use, but never mind. I understand what you're saying. What cementation causes it? So for me, it's a calcification of the rock,
Yeah.
right? It's a calcification because you have a lot of carbonates. One of the things that, Asia, did I ask you to look for carbonates?
Yes, sir.
Right. Just quickly scroll up to the carbonate for me, please, dearest. Right. So the carbonates, when you look into sand itself, you will find carbonates there. How do I know? Because when I use my dilute acid that as a geologist I must work with in the field, so I can identify stuff, I'm going to work with my dilute acid. I'm going to work with my little vial of what we call it, no Lord, either lime juice or sodium hydroxide, so I can test for carbon dioxide coming out. Right. So when you look at that, you will see that some of the calcified stones are calcified based on the carbonates. The carbonates coming together, sticking together, and clumping these sand crystals together to form the sandstone, right? And guess what? Some sandstones, when you get a lick in your head with it, bust it because it's very hard, right? So this is how sandstones are formed, right? You'll have calcite in it, you have the carbonates in it. Of course, you have your silicon dioxide. But yeah, so you know what your carbonate is. Your carbonate, which is limestone. 70% of our exposure in Jamaica is limestone. So almost every other exposure that you look at is limestone, which is why we are so good in terms of using limestone in our road construction. When last anybody go to the airport? Norman Manley.
Today.
Yeah?
Today.
2 weeks.
Oh, you were there today, Paz?
Yes, sir.
All right. Class, me could beg Paz one Irish Spring because him get barrel. All right. Now, so Paz, when you're going to the airport, on your left hand side going to the airport, Paz, what was very evident for you?
The rocks.
What types of rock you talking about?
Is sedimentary.
Those are limestone. Those boulders you see not there, sir? They're limestone.
There's
They're
limestone.
limestone boulders, yeah. Why do you think we have them there?
To break the waves.
Very good.
They come over, yeah.
Very good. So
I
they're
never
used
know that it was limestone, though. It don't look like it at all.
the man. Go closer to it, Papa. Go closer to it. Park the car one day, I'll go down there and go look at it. I've done it several times. Limestone. Limestone boulders. And guess what? These are our exposures that we have that them dig out. And it makes sense. I agree with them in order to do that. So it is that we can break the waves when they do come. And the final thing I'll say to you is, went to St. Anne recently and along in Draxall, going to Draxall from Ocherius on your left-hand side, of course, clearly the right-hand side is water, but your left-hand side, you can see where I think this tools place, in hardware place is being built, and they actually dug into the lithosphere, and all of that you're looking at there is limestone. All of that you're looking at there is limestone. So when they get that limestone, what they do, they sometimes crush it and use it as marl, or they use it to compact road surfaces, or they use it in making blocks. There are so many uses of this carbonate. Really very many uses of it. All right. So what I want you to do is not to just look at these again, but to really respect and have a good understanding of it. Oh, how can I forget? One of the most important things for limestone for me is what they call the attenuation purpose. So if, for example, in our groundwater reserve, it is said that, say, for example, while horse dead in our groundwater reserve, the mere fact that our groundwater is surrounded by our limestone, the limestone has the property of pulling impurities from the water. So which is why our groundwater is good for potable use. We don't have to treat our groundwater. We can just take our groundwater and start drink. Really talk. And they're saying it is because of the attenuation purpose of our limestone, because most of our exposure is limestone. So once it runs through the limestone literally picks up any impurities from the water itself, and purifies it, which is why Jamaica is boasted to be the land of wood and water. That's one of the main areas. Anyhow, I took 6 minutes out of your class. Thanks for coming out. There are other things that we need to talk about, but I don't want to keep you any longer. Thanks again, guys. All the best.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, man.